Hey y'all, this is Marla K. Hope everybody is doing well. Got a story that I want to share with you from Newsweek. It came out today and it was updated today. Zelensky postpones his trip to Saudi Arabia after U.S. Russia talks. And if you haven't been keeping up with what's going on, the white people is breaking up. So America is breaking up from the EU. They told them they ain't got no money. They're gonna have to. They didn't say they ain't got no money. They just said we ain't got no money for y'all. Yeah, we know y'all been helping us with this Ukraine stuff, but deuces, we out. We ain't got no more money. Y'all gotta, figure out how y'all gonna defend yourself. Good luck with Russia. And then Trump backdoor and go start talking with Russia and want to end the Ukraine war, and everybody else been jigging their fingers in Putin's eye, helping America under the Biden administration. So it's like this stuff is so wild. You can't even make it up. But we all know how much money has gone into this Ukraine war and how much equipment has been sent over there in preparation for the European Union to do war with Russia. Well, Trump has put a monkey wrench in those plans, and so now, you know, America basically is the backbone of all this stuff. America created all these little things that the world use, like it's like a shell corporation almost. So the G7, G20, the this, the that, most of this stuff America was funding. NATO, UN, WEF. America been funding. America made Israel, like everything. We've been funding it. And so, with the exposure of the US aid thing, a lot of stuff came out about, how America was funneling money to a lot of these globalist agendas. And from WEF to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, all of it is, basically a mechanism of control, pushing us toward the new world order, the final government, and setting the world up so they'll be ready to fight the Messiah when he comes back to judge the world. So all the stuff that's happening now is just unbelievable. Prophecy is happening so fast. I just can't believe it. But anyway, um, I'm gonna read this story to y'all. It ties into the other story that I talked about, where France was hosting emergency meetings so that they could talk about their defense, and then like Zelensky. Uh, America and Russia are talking about ending the war in Ukraine without Zelensky. So that's the other thing. It's like, so he's just like not even uh, uh, thought into the process. They're not even considering him, and really and truly, there's no need because he don't have no money. How many times he done been over here begging? We need more money. They're doing this. They're doing that. We need more money. So really, America was fighting a war anyway. So that's what Trump's position is for excluding him. You weren't doing anything anyway. Whatever you had contributed, been gone. But if you want us to keep helping you, we'll help you. But you got to turn over some of these resources that this country got, like the minerals and the fertilizer, and I think Ukraine grew a lot of wheat, just other stuff they have there that would be valuable in the event that some of these other countries stop trading with America because of the tariffs. So Zelensky was like, "Nah, we gonna. I'm going back over here with Europe." So now Europe like, "What? We got to protect ourselves." So this is happening like in real time. So everybody is getting in position. They're doing their war footing planning, um, doing basically the rules of engagement because they've already planted the psyops. Nobody knows what's coming. They've been slowly degrading the supply chains with a variety of tactics. and people are none the wiser. And then, in Europe, I told y'all since like 2020, they've been telling their people to prepare for war, have a year's worth of food, whatever. But like this was a couple years ago, and I understand why they did that because it takes you a long time to get up enough money to buy enough food for a family of however many for a whole year. And planning that out and being prepared, it takes a minute. So it's not like somebody says, oh, you need to have food. Like in America, they told us have food for 2 weeks or 10 days or 3 weeks, something stupid. Everybody else been saying, prepare for a year. Russia, China, some of the other countries. Literally been telling their people to prepare for an entire year. Nowhere in America has anybody told folks to prepare for an entire year. So I look at what other countries had told their people, and I was like, y'all better do what they say, because you're going to be sitting pretty if you can hold on to your stuff at the end of the day whenever, this place goes down. But most people aren't really paying attention to that. So anyway, Zelensky don't go to Saudi Arabia because of the U.S. Russia talks that he wasn't invited to talk about. How you gonna talk about me but don't invite me? That is some crazy stuff. So it says Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky has postponed a trip to Saudi Arabia scheduled for this week, according to the Associated Press. Zelensky said the fact that officials from his country were not invited to U.S. Russia talks in the kingdom on negotiating to end on the on negotiating an end to the war in Ukraine was the reason for his decision, and suggested that he wanted to avoid his visit being linked to the talks. Why it matters. Because Zelensky's decision comes amid growing geopolitical maneuvering over the war, with engagement between the U.S. and Russia, leaving Kiev and key allies scrambling for a seat at the negotiating table. The Ukrainian president has consistently rejected any peace discussions that exclude Ukraine, maintaining that his country must be directly involved in any negotiation process. So that's not happening. And y'all know Trump and Russia been friends when he was in office the last time. So the entire geopolitical landscape has changed from the position of the Biden administration, who we come to find out had very personal ties to Ukraine. His son had dealings with Ukraine, which is how his laptop and stuff come into question. So, and Biden's family had a lot of things to do with the stuff going on in Ukraine, and probably benefiting, like most presidents do when it's wartime. They all making coins. So the geopolitical landscape has shifted, and the interests are different. So Putin and America, they friends now. America been trying to take out the man here last 4 years, and now it's like, whoo, I can rest. Ain't nobody trying to get me no more. What I got to do? And so now that's what you're seeing happening. And Trump is like, we broke. We ain't got no money. We ain't got no money to keep blowing up stuff with you. We got to get these people over here in this new world order, get this digital currency, get our own stuff going on in our country. So I ain't got no time to be fooling up with you. Let's talk. So that's kind of like what's happening. So Zelensky is gonna be left out, and so is the EU, because we broke. We ain't got no money. But that's the part nobody's saying out loud. Saudi Arabia, which has positioned itself as a key diplomatic player in global affairs, stepped in as a neutral host for Tuesday's U.S.-Russia discussions. The kingdom previously facilitated prisoner exchanges between Ukraine and Russia. What to know? U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the U.S. and Russia had agreed Tuesday to restore embassy staffing, establish a high-level team to negotiate peace in Ukraine, and enhance economic cooperation. So that means these sanctions finna be done. So it's just crazy. Like from one administration to the next, it's wild to me. But I mean, it is what it is. Being able to see it and call it out for what it is, it's a gift from the Most High. But we need to know what's happening because again, we're collateral damage. The signals This signals a thaw in relationships between the two countries after years of tension in the wake of Moscow's 2022 invasion of Ukraine and marks a dramatic shift in U.S. foreign policy under President Donald Trump. Rubio noted that actions in recent years had diminished the operational capacity of both countries' diplomatic missions. No Ukrainian officials were present at the meeting, which took place as Ukraine continues to struggle against numerically superior Russian forces. So the only reason this country ain't been defeated already is because of the NATO been basically standing in the gap and in a proxy war fighting Russia. So that's getting ready to end. So he can't beat Russia now. And the European Union, they can't beat Putin by themselves. They needed America. But America is putting all their baskets into Israel so they can fight over there in the Middle East. And it's just stuff, people fighting everywhere. The children of the corn is off the chain. And mind your business. That's what y'all need to do. Mind your business. So it says it is critical that any negotiations to end the war are not happening behind the backs of the key parties affected by the Russian aggression, Zelensky said at a briefing in Ankara alongside Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan or Erdogan. Russian President Vladimir Putin is prepared to speak with Zelensky if necessary. Well, he ain't finna talk to him because they finna undermine little buddy roll like nobody's business. They gonna shake, that war gonna be over, and then it's just gonna be a wrap. So the recent surge in U.S. diplomatic efforts regarding the war has left European allies worried they are being sidelined. Yes, y'all are being sidelined. On Monday, French President Emmanuel Macron convened an emergency meeting with European Union countries and the UK to coordinate their next steps. What people are saying. In Turkey on Tuesday, Zelensky said Ukraine and Europe, meaning the European Union, Turkey, and Britain, must be included in the talks and the development of necessary security guarantees that affect the fate of our part of the world together with America. So America is like, I'm going to tell y'all what's going to happen. Nothing beat the cross but a double cross. Children of the corn are not trustworthy when it comes to honoring their little treaties. They will double cross each other, and we know they'll double cross us. So, we don't have nothing to worry about because they ain't going to never make no treaties with us. Not in this lifetime. Not under this age. But when you just observe how they have done each other in other nations, they don't keep up their end of the bargain no time. They do it as long as it serves them, but the moment it doesn't, they will cross you and double cross you. So what we are seeing is the double cross. Nothing is beating the cross but a double cross. And again, y'all need to mind your business. Don't have no opinions about nothing because we ain't got nothing to do with this. Everybody doing this stuff is like snow. Marco Rubio said earlier Tuesday the European Union is going to have to be at the table at some point because they have sanctions on Russia as well that have been imposed. So, I don't know what's going to happen with them sanctions. I know we probably ain't going to have none. We're going to drop ours. So it says, Michael Butler, a political scientist, told Newsweek, there is a common commitment to defend Ukrainian sovereignty and to ensure a European place at any table in which that is being debated, but differences over how to achieve those aims. So it says, what next? Zelensky is now set to visit Saudi Arabia on March the 10th, where discussions are expected to focus on Ukraine's diplomatic stance and the Gulf nation's role in broader international efforts. So I don't know like what is going to happen. It is it is just really a very interesting time to witness all that's happening. We don't know if we just don't know what's going to happen. The only thing I can tell you is I expect a double cross. The double cross is coming. And so EU know it. The white people know it because they know each other. So they already know they've been crossed and double crossed. So they're gonna have to come up off of their money because they have a lot of money in Europe. You got Denmark, you got Switzerland, you got the UK, you got Rome and Italy. They got plenty of money, old money. But the issue is now they're getting kicked out of Africa, so their hold on resources is no more. And so one, they're afraid because Africa is like, get out of here. We ain't giving you our stuff. We want fair prices for our stuff. You ain't taking nothing and processing out of the country. We're going to process right here. Just like Captain Ibrahim Traore. Brother is setting up the Sahel region where these countries are no longer afraid to buck the colonizers and they're kicking them out. So they don't have access to the resources and the puppets that they used to have. And it's getting to the point where being a raccoon ain't fashionable no more. Raccooning is finna be out of style. Now, when it's going to be out of style in our community, I don't know. But in this regard, Africa is, some of the African continent is taking the lead in standing up to the colonizer. So we would do well to pay attention to what's happening on the continent. We need to pay attention to what's happening in Europe, and we need to pay attention to what is happening in our own government because we're going to be impacted by everything that's happening, whether it comes from plagues and famine or a disruption in life. It could be homelessness. It could be you could be in the city. You could be traveling and impacted by some cataclysm. We got the poles shifting. So a lot of stuff is happening on the planet, and so to add to that, we got to be concerned with the economic collapse. So as we pay attention to what is happening around the world, let us not forget that we need to be doing what we need to do for our own selves, for our own house. Don't miss any time to prepare because the window is closing. Your money is worth less each and every day that passes. And the rest of the world is moving on from the dollar. No matter what America says, the world is moving on. They are looking for an alternative. They know that we don't have any money. They see that we are under a coup. And they also see the American people are dumb as rocks. So nobody is getting ready to trust nothing that's coming out of this country. Just nobody who has sense. People here shouldn't be trusting nothing that these politicians say and these officials say, but they do. And proof is in the pudding. Just look at how people are blaming this administration and that administration instead of looking at people with money are against people who don't have any money. People who are slaves don't have any. We have plenty of power, but we don't know how to use our power to our advantage to control the slave holder. And so we are walking into this new global order, right on schedule. And I just want to keep y'all abreast of what's going on because again, things are happening so fast, it's really hard to keep up with, but I'm trying. So excuse all the videos that I put out, but it's a lot of stuff that's happening. I'm really trying to get it out because I also have a lot of stuff going on in my personal life. I just my dad is sick and he's in the hospital, not doing well at all. And he came to visit me just he just insisted on coming up here to see me and sit down and talk to me. And I just didn't have a good feeling about it because usually those things don't end well. So I just have really been trying to deal with that. And so he had surgery last week, but he's not doing well now. He was supposed to get out of the hospital yesterday. He's sick. He has infection. He has low blood. His kidneys are failing. He has a fever. He has pneumonia. It's all kinds of stuff he didn't have when he went into the hospital. So I don't know. He's getting ready to turn 75. And just seeing him when he left and just knowing, he's not doing well now, it's really taking a toll on me. And I've had some other just crazy family stuff going on. But when I tell you the adversary is working, he is working double time in my life. But I'm still trying to be positive. I am not going to be concerned about anything I don't have control over. I know the Most High is in control, and he may be, preparing to take my dad out before, so he don't have to deal with none of this stuff, which is, gonna be real stressful for me because he, is one of the key people in my life that's a rock and aware of what's going on. So that's been going on for me, and just like I said, stuff going on with work, just stop and start, not getting paid. So I have a lot of stuff going on, but I'm encouraged. I'm serving. I'm being selfless because I can't, worry about my own circumstances because we are called to serve. And I'm going to serve cheerfully, do what I got to do for y'all's people and try to wake up those who are sleeping. So hopefully y'all are continuing to do the same thing. No matter what's going on in your life, continue to serve the Most High. Continue to praise Him. Pray to Him. Repent for your sins. And, let His will be done. We don't know His ways or His thoughts and why He moves the way that he moves, but we just have to believe in him and trust in him and understand that he knows what's best for his children. And sometimes, these are tests. So I'm being tested right now, just like a lot of other people. But y'all stay encouraged. I'm going to be encouraged, and I'm just continue to watch and try to wake up the masses. So keep prepping, keep praying, keep repenting and seeking the Most High, and keep that Sabbath. Um, those laws, statutes, and commandments are everything. And stay in your word because there's a lot of deception going on, especially with the Christian community and other folks in that place over there that's pretending to be folks that they are not. Lot of deception, but we know everything is about us at the end of the day. So y'all be on your P's and Q's and keep prepping. All right, this is Marley K, and